Once upon a time, there was a cult, and said cult went away, or at least they thought it had. However, girls have started to go missing again. Yeah, there are signs that it is similar to what happened back in the day when this cult was in prominence. All right, so the book we're going to talk about today is called The Red Knot by Monique Asher. I had read her prior book, Don't Eat the Pie. I thought it was pretty good. This one knocked my socks off. It's so freaking weird. It's like Twin Peaks meets cosmic horror meets weird. I don't know. There's just so much weird stuff happening in it. So it takes place on an island in Alaska called Typhon. On this island, there used to be a cult, and they believed in this entity that they called Great God. Great God may have been some sort of almost mythical beast type creature. There's this whole thing with like the history of the island. The person who founded it, this family that kind of founded the whole way of life on the island, supposedly the mythos was that they had to give like sacrifices in order for things to be going well. Because if they didn't, people would die, people would fall ill, crops wouldn't grow, this, that, and the other. Throughout the times, girls have gone missing and they didn't really know why, but a lot of it was like buried because a lot of the whole town was in on it. So you come to the story. There's this woman named Valerie, and Valerie has multiple personality disorder. She has missing time. She loses track of what she's doing. She has other personas that come forward. One of them is Veronica. There's another boy named Nico, and there's a few others as well. But when she was a kid, her dad was the cult leader, and he was up to absolutely no good. But she was very involved in this. So they would take like young girls and they would dress them in these white dresses, and like they had red yarn. And that's where this whole like the red knot thing comes in, because she would like give them red yarn and it would be tied around their necks or their whatever for sacrifices, initiative purposes, stuff that goes on in cults. So, there might have been human sacrifices. There might have been that going on. There's a lot going on. But yeah, it's super weird and off the wall. And so what happens is, this is the whole kind of like premise that kicks off the story. So Valerie is seeing a therapist. Her name is Allie. And Allie is from the founding family of who founded this whole like island and their freaking way of life and whatnot. But Allie has been digging into Valerie's past and trying to get to some of her memories, because there was a girl who had gone missing that she was with, and there was another guy there. And so they tried to solve this case. Valerie was technically like an accessory to the crime but she didn't remember anything. Like, she didn't remember the guy that had taken them to some weird place in the woods. She remembered there was like a doorway, but that's like all she remembered. And she came back and Tabitha didn't. So people always kind of blamed her, and she went through a whole bunch of crap because her dad was like this cult leader and whatnot. Okay, so all of a sudden, girls start going missing again. The therapist who was taking care of her winds up dead, and she is the number one murder suspect. And all signs kind of point towards it being her, but there's a whole conspiracy where things run a lot deeper than they seem. Like, oh, hey, this cult didn't really go away. It seems like they've still been there this whole time. Even though the cult leader and his wife had died like years ago, the members seem to have carried on. And so there's this detective. Her name is Audra. And Audra, she's gone through some crap. She lost her husband. She still deals with that grief. She's now with her new girlfriend, Tara. They have a decent relationship, but also at the same time, her work kind of pulls her away. So maybe they're not as close as she wants to be, this, that, and the other. And so when this murder happens and another girl goes missing, this kind of takes over Audra's life. And she's trying to figure out, okay, what's going on? And like, Audra's mom too they haven't ever had like a really close relationship. And what turns out happening is that Audra's mom may have had some involvement back in the day with this cult, but she had left and she like refuses to talk about it. And she won't tell Audra anything, which is super unhelpful. And it's like, hey, if you could help with, these missing girls, maybe we could save them so they don't wind up dead. Yeah, that'd be helpful, Mom. Maybe? No? Yeah? We'll see if her mom comes around. Maybe she does. Maybe she doesn't. You'll have to read the book to find out. It's so freaking good. This man, I haven't had a book grip me like this in a long time. It's so weird. It's so good. It's so deranged. And especially with like the whole multiple personality disorder. So sometimes you have Valerie and other times you have Veronica. And Valerie's kind of like timid and quiet, keeps to herself. And Veronica is like brassy. She smokes cigarettes. She's out having a good time with dudes. And Valerie doesn't really know much about it, but sometimes she'll come to and she'll be like, oh, great, Veronica had sex with someone. Awesome. And she gets all pissed off. When maybe she has those urges herself, but she just won't act on them. So you have like Veronica, who's her more like vivacious part that kind of pushes her to do stuff that she doesn't want to do, but she's not there mentally when Veronica takes over. So anyways, you have that. So that makes it super interesting. I literally was supposed to do some stuff and I liked this book so much I couldn't put it down. All plans were off and I had to stay and read this book because I could not put it down. It's so freaking good. If you read her prior book, that one was pretty good, but this one, like, seriously, it's so good. I love really weird, off-the-wall, Twin Peaks cosmic horror stuff, and this has it all. It is effed up. There's cults. There's weird paranormal stuff. It's great. Definitely check out The Red Knot by Monique Asher. This comes out, as far as I know, at this point in time, August 26th is the release date. This book will probably be in my top 10 horror of the year. I would say definitely. Yeah, this has been one of the best horror books I've read in a hot minute, so I loved it. I cannot say enough good things. The writing was addictive. The characters were great. The story is great. It is so effed up. So if any of that sounds good to you, definitely check it out. And if you enjoyed hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.